Hey there miniature painters, with the late pledge for Grimcoven still open, I figured this would be a good time to unbox the prototype of Grimcoven and check out the miniatures. Now this is not a sponsored unboxing. I picked up this copy of the prototype from another content creator who was all done with it. And if you have not seen one of my unboxings before, here's your warning. If you're the sensitive type, if you believe that board games have feelings, or you're off your meds, this is a good time to walk away. Or use the timestamp down below to jump straight to the miniature showcase. Welcome to Treehane Miniatures. I have in front of me, and therefore vicariously in front of you, the prototype for the Grimcoven board game. As we take a look at absolutely everything that matters in this box, I'll give my thoughts on the quality of the sculpts for the miniatures from this game so that other like-minded miniature painters can make an informed decision when considering backing this game. This game was delivered in 2 boxes. This one here that looks like it's intended for shipping components only and says it's delivered safe and sound. We'll see about that. And then I have this one here that looks like a standard production box, except it has the words prototype on it. So let's begin by opening the box with the game art on it and see what we have inside. First, we have something that definitely isn't a miniature. All right. Let's dig around and see what we have in here. On initial perusal, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. So let's try this. Oh yeah. What we have here is a plethora of finely illustrated, high quality, not miniatures. You know what that means. With that little bit out of the way, let's get started. Let's see if we have a little more luck with the other box. Safe and sound. Jackpot. Wow, these miniatures are very well packed. Now I see why they got their own dedicated box. There is a very cool deep violet wash over the miniatures, which is a nice touch. I can see that some of them are pretty busted up. I don't know if you can see all that. I'm definitely not reviewing the condition of the miniatures. It is very common to receive prototype miniatures like this. Awaken Realms uses a very fragile resin for its prototype miniatures, and after this game has been handled and played by countless content creators, broken bits like this are to be expected. I don't think that this is in any way indicative of the condition of the miniatures that you'll receive as a backer. I do see a lot of the broken bits in the box, so I'll try to get most of them all fixed up before they hit the runway. And here's a look at the boneyard that I'm working with. I'll put Humpty Dumpty back together again off camera so I don't bore you. Then we'll get started. Again, I am confident that this will not happen with the final production copies. Let's start with the corrupted Technomancer. The artwork for this character is interesting, color choice wise. I think that the subtle gold and violet hues in the art work well and give me a direction to go when I paint these. We're starting off really strong here with the lighting effect on this miniature, which is just screaming for some OSL. The sculpts that I have here are almost identical to the renders that I saw on the GameFound page, with an added violet wash, of course. And I think that this might show better if I move this. Yeah, let's see how grimdark we can make the setting here. These are Awaken Realms minis, so the quality of the sculpts are expected to be top tier. I appreciate how this miniature has a sculpted base, but this one in particular looks like it will be a challenge because a lower portion of the base, which looks like gears and rubbles or something like that, is encased of a cage of lightning. These objects should be illuminated by the lightning, but also look very difficult to reach with a paintbrush. Next, we have the Alchemist. This is an elite enemy that falls somewhere between the boss characters and the minions. Strong, but not as strong as a boss. There's a lot less going on with the base here, which should make it easier to paint. I always appreciate when board game manufacturers go through the trouble of including sculpted bases for their miniatures. Alright, the uncorrupted Technomancer has an equally simple but effective base. I've honestly gotten a bit lazy about creating my own bases for miniatures as I try to crank out painting tutorials. Sculpted bases means it takes more time to paint the miniature, but I think that the improvement that it makes to the artistic presentation of the piece is well worth it. Then we have some killer looking convicted bandits. These are minions that are the fodder of the game that allow you to test your chops as you level up your character in preparation to face the big bad. These are the most plentiful miniatures in the game, and I'll probably take a speed painting approach when I get around to painting these guys. Next up is a general who's here to help you save on your car insurance. This is one of the main boss enemies in the game. There is a lot going on with this piece. It looks like all the boss characters have a ridiculous amount of highly detailed features strewn about all over the entire model and base. These guys are so big and over-sculpted that I could easily spend 30 plus hours painting each one of them. But in order to avoid that, I will probably employ some sort of cheats when painting them. I plan to paint one well-lit area of the miniature to a higher standard to give it the quality paint job it deserves, but I will also use some OSL tricks from multiple lighting sources to speed up the painting over other areas like the back. Fortunately, the game art provides us with some guidance. Most of the game art has a dramatic red backlight effect, which we can paint as if it's emanating from below the miniature. Then maybe like a simple moonlight glow on the upper back of the character can take care of another 1/3 of the real estate we need to cover. Also, many of the characters have light sources that are actually sculpted into the model that can replace this moonlight glow. My plan is that the final third of the sculpt, which I'll have on the opposite side of the red OSL glow, will get painted as if it's well lit. And this is where I'll spend most of my time with the miniature. That's the plan anyway. On models like the Gunslinger that don't have their own source of light sculpted into them and are probably too small to use multiple OSL light sources, redundant, too small to use multiple OSL sources, I'll just stick with the red glow for the OSL and then paint the rest of the model as if it's well lit. Any tips or input on how you'd like to see these painted is always welcome. I think that the miniatures in this game look absolutely fantastic. I initially looked into backing this game because I was looking for an alternative to Cthulhu Death May Die that was just as compelling to play, but also different enough to warrant owning both games. I'm still not fully convinced that Grimcoven fits that bill, but that hope, plus the excitement that I had for painting these ridiculously over-the-top miniatures, is what finally drove me to back the game. And speaking of painting these models, Awakened Realms does offer fully painted versions of the game. I personally am not comfortable paying $600 to get painted miniatures just for the core pledge, but not everyone is a painter. Also, I think that the quality of the paint job that they're offering is very replicable, even for beginners, if they have a little patience. I'd call this level of painting like base shade highlight plus. The highlights even look like they're dry brushed on in some places. These paint schemes do go beyond that though, since it does look like there's some airbrush work, particularly for the glow effects. Mostly, I commend Awakened Realms for this display. This is a very realistic level of painting for the price that they're offering. I fully expect that this is the quality of painting the gamers who back these painted minis will receive. I always hate it when companies show off display level pre-painted miniatures and then that quality of work is not what you receive. So let me know if you're also backing this game and if you're as excited as I am to start painting it. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to join our growing community of painters with too many games.